The Odyssey period of our life asks for a lot from us. We're making big decisions about our identity. We are considering our relationships, our study, our work, our career, and sometimes we're doing all of that before we feel fully ready to do so. Hi everyone, my name is Sam. Welcome back to our August Mental Health Mondays, and this month we are talking about the Odyssey period of life. Now, the Odyssey period is a stage where so many young adults are trying to figure out who they are, what matters to them, and where they're going next. As we've said before, this journey is rarely straightforward. Maybe university hasn't been the adventure that you thought it was going to be. Maybe you're struggling with deadlines. Maybe you feel homesick, stronger than you thought you would. And maybe you just feel stuck and you're watching all of your friends and all the people around you moving on with their life and you're still in the same place. So sometimes you know that you're not doing well, but you're not sure if it's serious enough to ask for help. So today, let's start at a very common starting point: university counselling services. Now, university counselling services are mental health support services set up by your school. Depending on which school you go to and depending on your university, they might include one-to-one counselling services, they might include group sessions, they might include crisis support and drop-in sessions, they might include mental health workshops, or they might include referrals to external services too. So the most important thing to remember about university counselling services is that you don't need to be in crisis to use them. You might go because you've noticed that your academic stress is affecting your sleep. You might go because you're feeling lonely in your new environment, or you might go because you're questioning your choice of degree. Maybe you haven't fallen in love with it the way you thought you would. And maybe you might go because your relationships aren't as good as you thought, or you're worried about the direction you're taking in your life. Any one of these reasons are good enough to access university counselling. Many students who go to university counselling start with something simple, like, I haven't been feeling myself lately, or I've struggled to get enough sleep, or I know something's wrong, but I don't really know where to start. Counsellors in university counselling services are different to counsellors in external services because they're experienced. They're experienced in working with students. They understand how academic pressure, maybe family expectations, relationships, finances, and the uncertainty of your future often overlap. So during these counselling sessions, your counsellor, your therapist, might help you by exploring new ways to cope. They might help you by noticing patterns in your thoughts or behaviours, or they might help you just try and make sense of your feelings in this new place. Different counsellors will achieve this in different ways. Some might use PCT, or person-centered therapy, where the focus is on creating a safe, non-judgmental space where you can talk openly, explore your feelings, and better understand yourself at your own pace. Others might use CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy, which looks at how your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors all work to influence each other. Other university counselors might use SFBT, which means solution-focused brief therapy. Solution-focused brief therapy doesn't actually look in depth at the cause of the problem or the reason behind the problem. What it does is that it focuses on how you'd like to change. It focuses on what you're doing that's already working, and it helps you take the next steps in the direction that you'd like. University counselors might not just use one approach. They might combine different techniques depending on what you need. So one thing to remember is that you don't need to understand all of these techniques before you go. You can ask in the first session any questions you have about the therapist and how they practice, and how counselling works. As we mentioned earlier, university counselling services don't just offer one-to-one counselling. They might offer things like workshops, maybe a workshop on how to handle stress, or how to improve your sleep hygiene, or how to beat procrastination. They might also offer support groups where like-minded students can get together to share their experience and support each other through difficult times. There might also be drop-in sessions or crisis support for when things in your life feel overwhelming. Every single university is different. It's worth checking out your university website or talking to the student union about what they offer, how you can book it, and whether there's a waiting list. Reaching out can feel uncomfortable at first, but asking for help really is not a sign of failure at all. The Odyssey period of our life asks for a lot from us. We're making big decisions about our identity, we are considering our relationships, our study, our work, our career, and sometimes we're doing all of that before we feel fully ready to do so. University counselors don't decide your life path for you. What they will do is give you the space to slow down, understand what's going on for you now, and think clearly about your next steps with somebody else, a trained professional who has had years of experience doing just that. If therapy terms still feel confusing, please feel free to leave your questions in the comments, and we may be able to get to explore them in a future episode of Mental Health Monday, What is Therapy? So until next week, please take care, and remember, you don't need to see the whole path before you ask somebody to walk with you.